So the topic is holistic well-being, a booming industry, and let me tell you, they all are doing cutting-edge work when it comes to well-being, wellness industry. Arpit, let me start with you. You know, in our earlier discussion, you said that we are not into wellness, we are into well-being. Could you elaborate, I mean, what is the difference between wellness and well-being, and why do you really don't want to be in the wellness space?
So, wellness word has been used very vaguely, but actually wellness is a very clinical term. So when you clinically heal people, clinically treat people, then it's wellness. What we are doing is well-being. Well-being is your inner physical well-being and your inner mental well-being. So what we are doing is we are doing self-reflection for people to understand what's going wrong with them and treat them on their own, rather than they need a physician or some expert to give them direction or medication or treatment to go through that.
So wellness is just external, surface level. Well-being is deeper, wholesome, right? That's what you're trying to say.
Well, wellness is also it's deeper, but it's more on the, you need a support of an expert for that. Well-being you can achieve on your own.
Right. Sumit, North India में आप बहुत ही अलग काम कर रहे हैं. You're doing spectacular work, और आप एक bioclimatic township बना रहे हैं. Could you tell us what is that, and why are you doing it, and what inspired to do that?
First of all, I'll like to congratulate Businessworld, Mr. Batra, Soumya, Devika, for putting up such a big show. I think talking about wellness is the need of our. We have so much busy lives, some traffic में फंसे हुए हैं, फ़ोनों पे फंसे हुए हैं, pollution में, population में, and this is a very, very, very important topic that we need to discuss today. And I'm very glad that you guys have invited me. Thank you so much for that. And now coming back to your question about bioclimatic architecture in North. So this is going to be India's first bioclimatic township, first project in India. So bioclimatic होता क्या है? So bioclimatic is a scientific study जिसमें द आर्किटेक्ट्स प्लान द सिटी अकॉर्डिंगली कि हमें गर्मियों में धूप कम आए, सर्दियों में धूप ज़्यादा आए, हमें हर घर को वेंटिलेशन मिले. वी कैन क्रिएट दैट होलिस्टिक लिविंग स्पेस जिसमें it's basically, in short terms, it's in harmony with the nature and not against nature. So we're going to use those type of construction materials, those type of techniques कि जिसके साथ nature को harm ना हो. So that is the whole concept. मतलब अगर हम बात करें, we are sitting in Mumbai, and अगर इस होटल में हम बैठे हैं तो बाहर अगर डिग्री 50 टेम्परेचर है in summers, तो अंदर उसके 46 to 47 डिग्रीज होगा. So that is the benefit of bioclimatic architecture. And हमारे अगर मैं ancestors की बात करूँ, ancient में there have been a lot of buildings जो ऐसे डिज़ाइन हुई हैं, बट एज सिटीज़ कभी किसी ने इस चीज़ पे फोकस ही नहीं किया. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट वी डूइंग.
सो आप एलिमेंट्स जो नेचुरल एलिमेंट्स है उनको इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं आर्किटेक्चर में टू मेक इट मोर नेचुरल, which impacts well-being, right? That's what you're doing.
Right. So basically the thing is कि so we are putting some elements as well. Then there are studies कि हर एक घर की शेडो सुबह 9 बजे एक दूसरे घर पे कैसे पड़ेगी, then दोपहर को कैसे पड़ेगी, शाम को कैसे पड़ेगी. Then there are 3 seasons, summers, winters and spring. तो तीनों seasons में shadows कैसे जाएंगी. So every particular thing has been studied upon, and I have like scientific reports proving it कि कैसे temperature will drop down.
Wonderful. I'll come to more questions on it, but Priyanka, to start with, if you could tell us more about the kind of work you're doing. Because we see, you were telling me a lot of essential oils is the main core of your business, but we've seen a lot of people into that space. So how is your business different from rest of the players?
First of all, thanks a lot for having me here, and it's wonderful meeting people out here and seeing people who are into holistic health and working a lot on it. Now, coming to essential oil, first of all, I would like to say what exactly essential oils are. So, whatever the smell we get from any plant, from any part of the plant, is because of the essential oil component present in that. So, it can be from your, roots, it can be from shoot, it can be from flower, leaves, anything. For example, क्लोव हम देखते हैं तो क्लोव बर्ड का भी ऑयल होता है. आप जो किचन में क्लोव यूज़ करते हो, इट हैज़ ऑयल, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ओनली यू आर गेटिंग दैट स्मेल. एंड क्लोव लीफ में भी ऑयल होता है, राइट. देन यू हैव सिनेमन, उसमें भी ऑयल होता है, एंड सिनेमन लीफ में भी ऑयल होता है. दैट्स द बे व्हाट वी यूज़, हम तेज पत्ता जिसे बोलते हैं, राइट. एंड दीज आर वॉलेटाइल इन नेचर, जिसके कारण आपको स्मेल आती है और वो आपके olfactory से इट्स गोइंग इनसाइड यू. सो इट्स सच अ नैनो पार्टिकल एंड इट्स द ओनली नैनो पार्टिकल विच एंटर्स डायरेक्टली टू द ब्लड वेसल. और जो भी चीज़ ब्लड वेसल में जाएगी वो आपके हार्मोन पे इम्पैक्ट करेगी. सो नाउ इट्स ऑल अबाउट द ब्यूटी इज इन प्योर थिंग. वो हमारा बनाया हुआ नहीं है, नेचर हमें दे रही है. वॉट वी डू इज़ वी प्रोवाइड दैट, एंड दैट इज़ वॉट द बेसिस ऑफ माई बिजनेस. आई वर्क ऑन द रूट कॉज ऑफ एनी एलिमेंट एंड क्योर इट फ्रॉम द रूट कॉज. दैट इज़ वॉट आई डू.
Wonderful. Arpit, we live in a country that has different, levels of awareness. Of course, any country has, but I'm talking of the Indian context. एक तरफ से लोग जॉब्स का सोच रहे हैं, एक तरफ से हम बहुत ही नीश सब्जेक्ट पे बात कर रहे हैं. सो द काइंड ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट यू हैव ब्रॉट, हु आर द टेकर्स, what is the demand in that space, what is the future of these ventures that you are getting into?
That's a very good question. All the good things that have been discovered in wellness and well-being have been done when there were no conflicts, no wars, and people were above the basic needs of life. For example, perfumes were made by Mughals when there were no wars and they were really thriving. They used to have saffron-fed chicken. They used to have all kind of herbs and natural air conditioning through water systems. All they discovered all these things when they were above the basic needs and above the everyday conflicts. So definitely it is for people who are let's say middle class or upper middle class who have the basics sorted, and now they want to discover and explore life on the more meaningful way. So definitely the age bracket that we're looking at is 30-35 plus with a salary bracket of more than 10 lakh rupees per annum and above. Unfortunately, right now we don't have the resource enough to go to a level below this, but this is how new industries are formed. You keep exploring, inventing, creating, and then you go deeper in the system. So that's what we want to do. We want to at least first cater to the middle class, because till now wellness and well-being was only for the uber rich. So at least we are able to go to a level where we can go to a certain class, but my wish would be that we can go even further deeper with the technology to start with, because our app and then our courses that we have is going to be starting from $499. So at least we can reach out to them in some way or the other.
Sumit, what is the demand in your space, in the ventures that you are? कौन से लोग हैं जो इसमें इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं? इसका कैसा फ्यूचर आपको लग रहा है, जिस तरीके का काम आप कर रहे हैं जो बहुत ही इनोवेटिव है?
सी द थिंग इज़ कि वेलनेस की वेलबींग की नीड हमेशा से रही है. वी ऑल वांट टू बी फिट फिजिकली, सोशली, मेंटली. बट कोविड के बाद अवेयरनेस बहुत ज़्यादा आई है लोगों में कि we should focus on these things. We should focus on our mental state. We should focus on being socially active. लोग अकेले डिप्रेशन में घरों में रह रहे, they died. So the awareness has increased and it will keep on increasing. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to create a holistic space जिसमें any person who wants to see, I'll tell you the real estate structure basically. So everyone is selling luxury. कि we have the bigger apartments, biggest clubhouse, biggest pool, but we are not, see, that is a good thing. We are giving all of these things are, but उसके ऊपर जो basic चीज़ें हैं, हम socially well कैसे रहेंगे, हम physically well कैसे रहेंगे, हम mentally well कैसे रहेंगे, so we are focused on that thing. आप प्लॉट लो, आप अपार्टमेंट लो, आप चाहे कमर्शियल स्पेस लो, बट दीज थिंग्स विल ऑलवेज बी टेकन केयर बाय PLPV एट एनी पॉइंट गिवन. So there's a huge demand in the market for the wellness city, I would say.
Right. Priyanka, in our earlier conversation, outside, you were telling me about the hormonal impact that you're trying to create through essential oils. If you could tell us more about, how does it impact? How does the hormonal connect with essential oils? If you could throw some more light on that part.
Right. So since morning we have been listening to people and it's all inside. Somebody said temple is inside us, right? Mandir हमारा शरीर ही हमारा मंदिर है, right? It's all inside us. So very day to day life की बात अगर मैं करूँ, हमारे किसी भी रिलीजन को आप देख लो, एंड दिस इज़ वन ऑफ माई पेट एग्जाम्पल एज वेल. सो पीपल से आप लोबान की धुनी करो, राइट? जब आप लोबान की धुनी करते हो तो आपको वो बोलते हैं मॉर्निंग भी करो, इवनिंग भी करो, नेगेटिव एनर्जी चली जाएगी. सो यार सब कुछ तो वैसा ही है, कुछ भी नहीं बदला है, तो फिर नेगेटिव एनर्जी कहाँ गई? And what is negative energy? How you are reacting to the situation, right? हो सकता है same situation में you are having different reaction, I am having different reaction and they are having different reaction. So reaction कैसे होता है? अगर किसी को गुस्सा आ रहा है तो कहीं ना कहीं कोई ना कोई हार्मोन है जो आपको इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है और आपको गुस्सा आ रहा है. So in the same way जो आपके अंदर हार्मोनल थिंग है वही आपको एक्शन और रिएक्शन पे मजबूर करता है. हम क्रेविंग की बात करते हैं, हम डिप्रेशन, एंजाइटी, स्लीप डिसऑर्डर की बात करते हैं. एवरीथिंग इज हार्मोनल इम्बैलेंस एंड 95% ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम व्हाट वी हैव इज ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ द हार्मोनल इश्यूज, राइट? सो आप क्या खाना खाते हो? हम बोलते हैं जंक फूड खा रहे हैं, हमारा लाइफस्टाइल इतना गंदा हो गया है तो इसलिए बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं, हार्मोनल इम्बैलेंसेस हैं, लाइक PCOD, PCOS, वेरी कॉमन एग्जाम्पल नाउ डेज. एंजाइटी वेरी कॉमन. आई से 80, मतलब रिसर्च सेज कि 6 लोगों को out of I think 10 में से 6 people are having this, but if you say actually see, so you'll find that more than 80% people are having anxiety nowadays, right? Every time you are becoming angry on some or the other thing, you are becoming anxious, that control is not there. हम अपने आप को वो control level में नहीं रख पा रहे हैं. But if you see, बहुत सारे लोग जो meditate करते हैं, they react differently, but like in a different way to the situation. So this is what is hormonal. And essential oil is something, जैसा मैंने बोला कि वो आपके बॉडी के अंदर जाता है और आपके ग्लैंड को, सुबह I heard somebody was talking about, I think आचार्य जी was talking about कि आपके हाइपोथैलेमस को काम करता है. शर्मा जी was talking that, right? हाइपोथैलेमस जो है वो हॉर्मोन्स को इम्पैक्ट करता है. And there was a research which says जब हमने लोबान, that means frankincense को इनहेल किया तो हाइपोथैलेमस was activated immediately and it guides your gland to secrete those hormones, right? तो जब hormonal secretion सही रहेगा, और आप किसी भी फूल को सूंघो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक और एग्जाम्पल मैं देती हूँ छोटा सा. हमारी शादियों में हम यूज़ करते हैं मोगरा या क्या रजनीगंधा, राइट? सो वाई वी यूज़ दैट? बिकॉज मैं आज की बात नहीं करूँगी, पहले ये होता था कि हमारे अरेंज मैरिज होते थे एंड बोथ ब्राइड एंड ग्रूम वे नर्वस एट दैट टाइम. तो जब आप इन्हेलेशन में उन फ्लावर्स को वहाँ पे होते हैं तो जो एसेंशियल ऑयल डिफ्यूज़ हो रहा है वो आपने इन्हेल किया तो वो आपके उस नर्वस सिस्टम पे काम करता है और आपके नर्वसनेस को कंट्रोल करता है. सो दीज आर वेरी कॉमन थिंग्स. द प्रॉब्लम इज कि वी आर नॉट गोइंग बैक टू बेसिक्स. हमें जो चीज़ ना बोला जाए वो हम करेंगे.
I think, of course,
That is how it is.
The points you have taken, next time I'm going to look at essential oils very differently. Arpit, you told us about well-being hotels that you're building, and you also mentioned the Japanese elements that you have built into it. Could you tell us what are those elements? What are they offering? What are your hotels offering in terms of well-being?
So it's very interesting. In Okinawa, Japan, the women are the live the longest in the world, and the reason being is the kind of lifestyle they have. One of the thing I will mention is that after every meal, they do a small ritual. They sing something to themselves and have the next meal. So what happens is scientifically that when you do that, your stomach is already given the message to the brain that you're almost at the level of full. So you never overeat. The women in Okinawa, Japan, it's a record that they never overeat, and the houses are such, it's small houses, so even a 95-year-old is always doing up and down from ground floor to first floor and the second floor, because if they're built like that. So it's the exercise, it's the rituals, it's the kind of things they follow that makes them live longer. Our body, when it's anti-aging is basically a myth. You cannot anti-age, but you can slow down the aging process. And one of the ways you can slow down the aging process is stressing your body. That means when you exercise, or you take sauna, or you go into cold chilled showers, that's how you stress your body, and this molecule called NVM is released, which slows down your entire aging process. So this is exactly what all these blue zones, we're talking about Okinawa, Japan, that's what they do. They stress their body, they go through these things where this NVM molecule is released, and they don't age so early. So these are the couple of reasons where how you will see, we call like Asians are always look young. That's one of the reasons.
And where all are these hotels coming up?
So we're opening the first one in Kasoli, a 60-room property. We're coming up with the second one in Imrana. We're coming up one in Kashipur. So we have 3 lined up, and we have a couple more under discussion. But I'm very excited that in the upcoming months I will keep everyone updated.
Right. सुमित, आपने जो प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट किया चंडीगढ़ में, और कहाँ पे आपके प्रोजेक्ट्स आने वाले हैं?
Right. So basically, the project in Chandigarh, and it is with blessings of Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar. So we are bringing North India's biggest art of living ashram as well. And then this is the first project. Then second we are planning in Solan. सोलन में हम प्लान कर रहे हैं, सोलन हिमाचल प्रदेश में, तो उसमें भी गुरुजी का आश्रम होगा, और दिस इज़ गोइंग टू बी हिमाचल्स बिगेस्ट गेटेड कम्युनिटी. देन उसके बाद थर्ड एंड फोर्थ वी आर प्लानिंग टू, लाइक आई वुडंट लाइक टू बी अनाउंसिंग इट टुडे बिकॉज दैट शुड बी अ सरप्राइज, बट देयर आर लाइक big plans ready from PLPB.
Okay, at this stage I want to just ask, is there any question for them? Anyone? Okay. Final. So we have 3 minutes. So I just want to start with you, Priyanka. Wellness. So much is happening in the wellness space. Of course, this conference is a proof that it's become a mainstream conversation. So, आपके हिसाब से, what are the bigger challenges that are there in the wellness space, and where do you see this industry, the awareness, and in terms of the money part of it in the next couple of years? Where does it go? What are the trends that will shape it?
Before COVID also, people, you have seen coming towards wellness, but after COVID, definitely everybody has, gone towards it. But again, when we talk about wellness, there is a myth as well कि there are so many products, so many things online, आप देखते हो और आप ले लेते हो types. Awareness still is lacking like anything. In my industry, if I talk about, मैं किसी को बोलती हूँ essential oil, तो वो बोलते हैं हाँ जी almond oil. So almond oil is not essential oil, right? So still, I'll not talk about masses. I'll talk about classes also. They are not aware about things. I'm talking essential oil के point of view से, because I am into this industry. Apart from that also, if you talk about, let's say from his point of view, he is into housing, right? And housing also wellness का एक बहुत बड़ा factor है. जिस घर में अच्छी धूप आती है, जिस घर में अच्छे पौधे लगे हुए हैं, जिस घर में अच्छी हवा आ रही है, वो आपको ऐसे ही वास्तु के हिसाब से सब कुछ ही बताया गया है, और यही सब वास्तु है, राइट? अगर आपने वेल कंस्ट्रक्टेड वास्तु हाउस रखा है, तो आप अपने आप से देखो कितना वेलनेस आ जाता है. When you talk about his thing, he is coming up with retreat. तो हमें पहले ऐसा होता था कि है ना, कुछ समय के लिए हम खुद को फैमिली से आप डिसोरिएंट करते हो और जाके थोड़ा some meditation or something like that you used to go for retreat. But अभी that was not happening. Now again it started. So yes, कहीं कहीं पे awareness आ रही है, but still lot is lacking, and we need to create that awareness. And
Right.
B2C it cannot happen. It will have to go B2B only.
Awareness is the critical point here. Yes. Can we give my mic to Uday? Yeah.
I'll ask it like this.
Yes.
My voice is, I think, loud.
Yeah.
I don't know if you raised this on a panel earlier or not, but right now you see this trend, and a lot of the stories have come in the media as well of young people, so-called fit people, who have died early, perhaps of heart attack or whatever else. Now, what is that due to? Is it due to erratic lifestyle? Is it due to too much working out? Is it due to stress? What is that due to, and how can we change that?
I will take that question. See, for example, I'll say one thing. Heart attack is not the beginning of anything. That's something is already existing and it leads to heart attack. For example, you would have heard that insulin तो ले रहे हैं, लेकिन है ना, पहले इंसुलिन पिल्स ले रहे थे, उसके बाद आपने इंजेक्शन लेना शुरू कर दिया. So हमारा इंसुलिन जो जा रहा है वो आपके सेल पे काम ही नहीं कर रहा है. Right? Because the cortisol level is so high that it is thinking कि इंसुलिन तो मेरे को पता ही नहीं है. This is something foreign element. वो काम नहीं करने दे रहा है. So we have the stress level has gone so up. It's not about working out only. Working out is आप बाहर से काम कर रहे हो, डेफिनेटली आप वहाँ पे हार्मोन समथिंग इज बैलेंस्ड, बट देयर आर समथिंग विच इज़ नॉट बैलेंस्ड एंड विच इज़ नॉट लेटिंग यू बी इन बैलेंस. सो वी हैव टू बी बैलेंस्ड फ्रॉम 360 डिग्री. इट्स नॉट ओनली वर्कआउट, इट हैज़ टू बी फूड, इट हैज़ टू बी स्लीप, इट हैज़ टू बी सो मेनी थिंग्स.
Right, absolutely. So closing remarks, Sumit, पहले आप क्या, what is the demand that you see in the work that you're doing over the next couple of years? कैसा demand, कैसा market आपको लग रहा है scenario?
See, this is Businessworld's second edition of well-being, and I think already सुबह से हम बैठे हैं, we have learned from a number of various people. अब this well-being industry is coming to mainstream. जो कभी इंडस्ट्री थी ही नहीं. We were not talking about it. We were not talking in the niche market. And what I say is this is the most important part of our lives, and this will keep on growing like this. There's no end to it. So this is going to be a huge market in the upcoming years.
Very promising. And final, Arpit, your words. One, are there any challenges that need to be addressed, and where do you see the demand of the category that you are into?
I think the challenge is only one. 5 years back, when I was exploring well-being and having all these skills, and I didn't know where to go with my skills, which platform to go to. Should I go to a hotel? No hotels were entertaining because wellness was something they were playing around with, but they were not really serious about that. So I think this is the time where the demand is equal to supply. This is the time where we are also, now I'm in the position where I would love to have collaborators, people on board who are always looking for a platform to grow and to spread their word. So that is what I'm trying to do, and I see that there's unlimited scope because everyone understands how important it is to take care of their wellness. So it's unimaginable growth.
Absolutely. I can see Guruji here, and thank you for sharing your insights. I'll definitely look at essential oils very differently, and that
Thank
township is very innovative, and the kind of well-being that you're bringing in with your properties
Thank
is
you.
definitely cutting edge. Thank you so much for joining us on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.